Balancing career, family, and personal growth is never easy, but today's guest shows us what it truly means to rise to the challenge. Dr. Alvarez is a professor, a mom, and someone who has navigated the demands of academia while raising a family. From her journey before Mercer to earning tenure to finding balance in the midst of it all. Her story is one of determination, sacrifice, and resilience with grace, and with her little one, Grace. I'm so excited for us to learn her wisdom and experience. Welcome, Dr. A.
Yay!
Yay! So,
I'm excited.
you're here?
Yes.
Let's get cozy.
Yes,
Yay.
please.
So we have Raylene helping us set the mood, set the scene.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Right. So we're just gonna keep it real. The show
Yes.
is to keep it raw, keep it real, and keep it truthful. So
Yes.
tell us what you do at Mercer.
I teach Spanish. I'm an associate professor of Spanish. Now we changed the name of our department. It's the World Languages and Cultures, so WLC. And I teach a little bit of all Spanish, so like intro, 111, 112, but I also do like literature, and I also do INT 301.
Yes, we love our INT class. Now, who were you before Mercer, and how did you become a professor? Because of course, when students come into a class, we all just think of like who they are now, and it's like, oh, you'll never understand. Homework is so hard. But who were you before you came to Mercer and became a professor?
Well, a student.
Right.
Right. I was a student, obviously, but I always knew I wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And I told this to President Underwood, by the way, in my tenure interview. And I was like, when I was teenager, I sucked at math and physics and chemistry and biology. So basically, I'm not a science person.
Never been a STEM girl.
Never, never. So I would do quid pro quo. My friends, shout out to my friend Beatriz. She helped me with physics, and I would help her with literature. So I would do in the recess like little classes, little mock classes of like 30 minutes before exams. And it was 1, 2 people, and it became the whole class, and it was me in the middle, and then everybody around me as I was re-explaining terms
Before the test.
before the test.
Yes, you're like a human study guide.
I was like a human study guide, and people were very, very happy because everybody's grades went up.
Exactly.
And my STEM grades went up, so it was very nice.
Right.
And that's when I kind of understood that I wanted to be a teacher.
Right.
Of course, I wanted to be an actress too,
Right.
and I wanted to be a dancer too. And I experienced some of those things myself when I was in Venezuela. I did radio, I did TV, I did obviously flamenco dancing, flamenco, not flamingo.
Get it right.
Flamenco.
Get it right. Get it right, everybody. Get it right.
Flamenco. And at the end, it was just that calling of like helping others that I couldn't do because I couldn't be a doctor for obvious reasons. So I was like, okay, how can I help others?
Right.
And that motherly instinct is something I've always had. So I was like, I'm doing this, and I remember the day before a flamenco show, very important one, I got a call from my advisor that said, you need to finish your chapters because you need to hand in your dissertation a week from now if you want to graduate. And my scholarship was on the line.
Oh.
And I was like, bye.
No more play
Like,
time.
no more play time. I can't keep dancing. I love this,
Yeah.
but I also love the opportunity to go teach. And I did. And I got my scholarship to Vanderbilt because of that. So that was a very tough decision I had to go through when I was 21.
Yeah. So a lot of people, at least right now, we're all like into our 20s, going into our 20s. How did you really navigate? Because of course you had, who was Dr. A before she was, she was a flamenco dancer. Who was that person? Tell us about who that girl was.
Well, nothing new that people don't know. I like to dance.
Yes.
I like to have fun.
Yes.
I was obviously very extrovert. I was someone that wanted to be, still I am, every place at once.
Yeah.
I want to be at every party. I want to be at every gathering.
I love the vibes.
Yes.
I love a good time.
Yes, like I want to do everything all the time.
Right.
And I am a Energizer bunny. I'm never out of energy, and when I am, my husband is like, finally, thank you, Lord.
She's asleep.
She's sleeping. Because I'm always like, go, 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 go,
Yes.
go. So I am definitely, I was definitely someone like that, very sensitive. Though my love for poetry and writing is something that I've kept, and I've written thousands of books that are never published because I never have the nerve
Yeah.
to put them out there. I know.
Hey.
I know. Publish your stuff, guys. But definitely a very sensible person, always wanting to help, and just very motherly. I took care of my sister since she was little. My sister and I are 10 years apart. My mom was a full-time working mom, very important at her job, and I just knew that I had to help out the best way that I could. And I took my sister to a dance class. I took her to school. I did a lot of things that maybe were a little bit outside of the range of what a normal 20, 21-year-old should do. I mean, I did grocery shopping, and I was in charge of the house, and I was taking care of my dad and my sister. And I just think that as a professor today, that is one of the conduits of who I am as an individual. I'm just a motherly figure. And I know some people don't like it when students think of them professors, especially female professors, as motherly.
Yeah.
I love it. I love being a mom, and I love hugging my students, and I love being there for them. It's just something that really makes me feel like I'm doing something special for somebody else. And that's just something that has always been a part of who I am, before being Dr. A and after.
Yes. Side note, crying in Dr. Zay's office is really releasing. So if you ever need to, just go.
Just go. I have Kleenex in my office. It's fine.
So now you are at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
You are in America. How did becoming a professor and the experience of your life from Venezuela shape who you are? Because everything that we do shapes who we are, and how we teach, how we interact with people. So how were you? Because you went to Vanderbilt for grad school.
Yes.
So how did who you were, your culture, your experience shape who you were becoming in grad school?
Yeah, well, the first thing is that when I decided to go to Vanderbilt and take that full scholarship, I left everything behind. I had a job. Many people don't know this, but I was a 5th grade English teacher. I taught 110 students. Everybody loved me.
Yeah.
I received great gifts every
Yeah.
December. It was
Ooh.
great. It was great. Students loved me. It was great. But I left a very lucrative job. I left my boyfriend of the time, that is now my husband.
What can we say?
I left my boyfriend of the time, and a job, a car, a very serious relationship, a small sister, a dad that was proud and heartbroken at the same time.
Right.
And I just, for the first time in my life, I went to live by myself in another country, in a city that I had never been before, ever, and just grind it, just do it. And then get to grad school and be like, okay, so for next class, we're reading, 3,000 pages, and just get it done. And then the other professor was, for my class, it's 4,000. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'm dying.
Right.
I am slowly dying of loneliness and too much reading.
No, because 50 pages, 60 pages, 3,000.
Hey, that's why
Hey.
you guys complain, but let me tell you,
We do it. Everybody does it.
so I had to learn ways to cope.
Yeah.
I had to make new friendships. I had to basically start from zero. I had to make a life for myself.
Yes.
Which is something that, of course, every immigrant goes by, right? And sometimes it's hard for us to see it that way because, well, we might think that, oh, no, it's very comfortable to move. No, it's not comfortable. It's about looking for comfort and seeking a better life. But that process is incredibly painful.
Yeah.
And as you know, I do that on my INT 301 class.
Yes.
We talk about creating those spaces. So I think that definitely how I was raised had a big impact. The first time I thought about racism, not classism, racism, was when I got to Vanderbilt. It's like in the environment that I grew up in Venezuela, there's a very famous, beautiful poem by Julia Alvarez, not family of mine, I wish, but no, called Homecoming. And she speaks about this wedding that they're going to, and then she speaks about how she understands that the maids that she never saw were paid by the labor of sugarcane plantations, and how she never really thought of it that way until she went to the United States.
Right.
And something like that happened to me, and that's why I work and do what I do,
Yeah.
working with obvious critical race studies, critical
Yes.
race theory, and it's just because I never saw it.
Yeah.
It was right in front of my eyes, and I could never see it. And like just moving to another country, putting distance on it,
Yeah.
it's like the veil.
It hit.
It hit. It's
Yeah.
like,
Woo.
okay, this is happening around the world, and I was completely oblivious.
Yeah.
Little rich Venezuelan kid,
Yeah.
So
When
now,
you're in it, it's different.
yes, and now being outside of it and having studied and published on it, it's just something that I will forever fight for.
Yeah.
Forever.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
I like. So you're here now. You're at Mercer. You get the job, and now it's this looming thing of tenure. Now,
Lovely thing.
lovely, lovely, beautiful tenure.
Yes.
So you now have tenure. That journey was not easy. Tell us what you learned, what you experienced, and how it shaped you as a woman.
Well, yeah, that's a very tough question. I will try to summarize it as best as I can. When I got to Mercer, I got as a visiting assistant professor, which is not technically a permanent tenure track position. It's like a one-year position.
Okay.
So after I did that, I had to fight for the people in my department to want me to stay.
Yeah.
But if I didn't stay, my visa was going to be revoked, and I would have to go back to Venezuela.
Okay.
That time in Venezuela history was horrible. We're talking about 2018, 2019. Horrible. Maybe even before 2016, I'm kidding, 2016, 2015. Horrible, people couldn't find any food, very catastrophic kind of thing happening. And I needed to stay, both for my papers and for my career, but really for the papers, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I have to stay. I managed to convince them that I was good enough for them to give me a chance at giving me a tenure track position, and that happened while I was defending my dissertation because I was behind on doing my dissertation because, of course, I wanted to talk about the world in my dissertation, 4,000 books I was going to publish, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't really just getting it done.
Yeah, they said, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But before you continue, let's get more cozy. Raylene, if you want to bring us some jackets.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Thank you, girl. Because I think it's like what you're talking about is really important. So we're going to put these on because as we continue, we always go deeper, and we just want to feel comfortable when you go deeper. So
yes. Plus, this was my grandma's, and then my dad's, and my dad passed away while I was trying to get tenure, and now it is mine. So it's a family heirloom. Yay! Shout out to people that have passed away. Yes. So I finally convinced them. I got tenure. I got the opportunity to have a tenure track position, and then my husband got really sick. And mental health awareness is something that I always speak about because not only have I lived through it myself, both as someone that obviously has very high anxiety, but through my husband's and through my husband's eyes. And I can definitely tell you that it was a very difficult time in my life where my husband was really, really, really sick. While I was trying to get tenure and publish and do service and teach and be motherly to everyone around me, my mom and dad, when I was here, they got broken into their house and gunpoint and in Venezuela, and very horrible things happened, and I couldn't go, and I was here, and my grandma died, and all of this was all at one point.
And they said, but you need tenure to
But
stay,
so you need tenure. You need to publish.
You need to get over everything that's happening in your life and not be a human.
And not be a human and just do service and get your stuff done because we don't really care about your life.
Right.
And then finally my husband started getting a little bit better. Again, he still couldn't work, so I was sustaining everyone. And then my husband got better. 6 months later, my dad dies. Like all of a sudden. It was like I took him to the doctor one day, and it's like, ooh, we're seeing something kind of weird here. Let's go and do a test tomorrow. And tomorrow, horrible, and a week later, that was it.
Wow.
It was really, really tough. My dad was my best friend. We did.
Daddy's girl.
Totally, 110%. Like he taught me how to cut the grass. He taught me how to drive. Well,
stay on the road.
yeah. He taught me how to drink good scotch, which is something that I love. He taught me how to do so many things. He taught me how to cook.
Tennis, that was
Tennis.
y'all's thing. Tennis was y'all's thing.
Tennis.
Yes.
It's still with my mom. We're still, we always lose when we play together. I'm sorry, mommy, but it's true. But it's okay.
It's okay.
I've learned to let
She's
it go.
tried. She's tried.
I've learned to let it go. I've learned to let go of the feeling that I always have to win at everything.
Right.
I've learned to let that go.
Slow?
Came in the 40s.
Oh.
Came in the 40s. Big 4. But everything was happening at the same time. My dad passes away. COVID hits. I get pregnant. And I get pregnant for the first time. It didn't work. I get pregnant for the second time, and it does work. Middle of COVID. I'm pregnant. I'm extremely happy about this, by the way. I'm like, COVID,
Sad.
whatever. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die pregnant. You know what I mean?
Lord.
I was like, I'm going to try to have a kid because that's what I want in life.
Exactly.
There were twins. I was very happy because I mean, come on. I want to be a mom, and then I got two. It's like, yes,
Double
nervous but happy.
Yeah.
No, nervous but accepting the challenge. And the baby didn't make it, one of them. It stopped growing, and the other baby was having a lot of trouble. And in November of 2020, I go into preeclampsia and something called HELP syndrome, which basically means that my liver and like my organs were starting to shut down, and I was rushed to Atrium. They had to put steroids on me. They had to inject magnesium. Like when I came in, there were three doctors, 5 nurses waiting for me. They had me in the I couldn't even process. I was signing forms like if I die and stuff like that. They asked me to choose my kid or me, and I said my kid. But my kid is 23 weeks old.
Yeah.
And 23 weeks is nothing. 23 weeks is the size of your iPhone, by the way. It's like this big. And she weighed less than 1 pound. Less than 1 pound. So like she was little. They didn't know she was gonna make it. I mean, I remember them doing the C-section and trying to get her out and saying that she was too little, that she wasn't wanting to come out, that she was, the doctor saying, I don't know if I have the smallest that we have might not fit her because she's too little. Like the smallest breathing device, right? To intubate her.
Yeah.
All of this was happening. I don't know how I was making it work. I swear that as soon as I heard like a big loud crack, she was out. And I just shut down. Like I completely shut down. And I remember thinking I'm dying. I clearly remember thinking that I was dying, and then I had really sensitive things in my head. That one of the reasons why I'm now, a practicing Catholic that I wasn't before.
Yeah.
And it was the first thing I heard was my husband's laugh, Jimmy's laugh. And I'm like, okay, if he's laughing, it's because she made it, and if she made it, I'm making it.
Yeah.
Like if she's fighting, I'm fighting.
We're getting out of this together.
We're getting out of this together. And so I spent a couple of days in the ICU. Of course, she was in the NICU. I couldn't see her for a couple of days. I finally saw her. She started growing, and I was like, she was born November 26th. It was Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
And my mindset was, I want to be a mother when my birthday comes around in January 1st. It was like after January 1st, if she dies, that's okay, but I was a mom.
Yeah.
On my birthday. Which is, I don't know why I had that.
But it was something.
But it was like something that was in my brain.
Yeah.
January 1st came, and she kept doing better and better. And, by the 3-month period, she was already extubated. She was, with a CPAP, and, like she was doing better.
Yeah.
And she was feeding, and she was growing.
She was doing her thing.
And I'm like, if she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing.
We're going to do our thing together.
And I'm like, if she can do this, I can do that. And if she
Right.
can do it. So then, I have pictures of myself, like writing my articles with her on the little babies thing. I taught classes in the hospital.
I was like, please don't tell me you're grading like papers, like during things, like you're great.
Yes.
Dr. A, that's insane.
Oh, you have one of my colleagues that I will not name names always talks, because that colleague was like a listening in that class to learn Spanish and stuff like that. So that colleague got all the emails.
Yes.
And I was in the hospital sending emails.
And did they know that while you were?
The kids knew. that I was, yeah, and they were all very supportive. I was the one that was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job. I need to send emails, you know, like
So
in the hospital from my cell phone.
Watching your daughter grow, you're watching yourself grow into like a mother, into like someone who is like not necessarily wanting to, but being forced in a sense to keep continuing.
Yes, keep continuing, like keep fighting,
And
because
you-
now I'm fighting for 2
You're fighting for 2.
and for 3 if I count my husband.
Yes, and so you have your husband, like he's like coming out of like his sickness, and like, and
Yeah.
you're grading papers.
And I'm grading papers and I'm publishing. I'm trying to publish. I'm studying Jewish migration in Venezuela. Like,
And you're publishing for your tenure, or you're?
I'm publishing for my tenure, because to get tenure you gotta publish.
I'm tired.
Yeah, so it was that bad. It was that bad. So like in the midst of it, my father-in-law dies. My husband is a little bit of a wreck. He was doing his PhD dissertation exams when his dad passed away, and he had to finish them. He never went to Venezuela to bury his dad. He had to finish those tests, because if he didn't finish those tests, he couldn't get a PhD. If he didn't have a PhD, he was not going to be able to, we couldn't keep our family like going. We had to keep going. There was no option. There was no option. Like I never, like this is the first time in my life after I got tenure, thank God, that I
Surprise, everybody! She does have it.
I do have tenure.
This wasn't for. She's got it.
I got it. It wasn't for nothing. Thank you, everyone. That
Wrap it up.
yeah, that got me tenure. But I just, like it's the first time in my life that I'm feeling like maybe I don't need to do this. Maybe I can say no to this.
Yes.
Because for the longest time in my life, since I was 25 until I was 39, 38, I can't remember when I got tenure. It was traumatic. I was, I don't know, 37. Before I was 40. I was like,
No, wasn't
go,
an
go, go,
option.
go, 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 go. I mean, I was like 15 years of just constant go and constant things happening, right? I was like, I remember telling my therapist, I'm just always ready for the next punch. I'm like always ready for the floor to open beneath me.
And pivot so hard.
Exactly. It's still today, sometimes I go to bed and like something's going to happen, because it can't be perfect.
It can't be.
Like,
There's no
it
way I'm
can't-
going to bed before 4 a.m.
There's no way that my husband is healthy, my child is healthy,
Yes.
my family is healthy, I am healthy. No, something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get cancer or something. Like
No.
these are the thoughts that, because I'm deeply traumatized by
Yeah.
everything that happened, especially in those 5 years of me trying to get tenure.
Yes.
Plus COVID, right? That
Right.
was hard on everyone.
No,
but
and then you're shut down in the world. You're stuck in a hospital, but it's like I don't want to be in a hospital during COVID.
I don't want to be in a hospital doing COVID. I couldn't touch my baby without gloves until she was almost out of the NICU. Yeah, and we had to wear like protection gear all the
Yes.
time, and like,
And
all
you're
my
doing this while also grading.
why still
we're-
grading and teaching. I was teaching half online and half on campus. So I was teaching. They in the hospital room they gave me like a little Nukit where I could go and teach online with my iPad, and I had to buy an iPad because it was the only thing that would fit in the machine that cleans the stuff before you go into the NICU. Because I couldn't risk her getting sick by a bacteria because her defense system was so low.
From my computer.
Yes.
So
So
you're
I
already
bought
paying
an iPad.
hospital bills. You're paying like family bills, your house, home, water,
Yeah.
your own bills, her bills, everybody's
Everything
bills,
plus the iPad.
plus the iPad.
Plus, and I still have.
Yes!
Still have it. Plus the iPad that had to be specific size so that it could
So
fit
fit
in
in
the
the sanitizer,
disinfecting
yeah.
sanitizer machine. And then I went out, I taught, I brought the iPad back in, I graded, and then
Put it in the sanitizer,
yeah.
and you have to use gloves.
And I had to use gloves
to teach
and like the whole mask and like the whole gown. It's I can't remember the name now. Someone of the sciences is gonna kill me, but it was like something precaution. It was like a thing about
Yeah, the whole protocol, but
a whole protocol. Yeah, but I finally got tenure, which made me extremely proud of myself. I'm gonna be honest, because it was really, really hard. And I'm not saying that it's not hard for anyone that's in the process of tenure, because it's hard regardless.
Right.
But I think my process was particularly hard.
yes.
And I just feel like when I finally did it, I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
And that is something that Grace is always going to be proud of.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to be proud of herself, as she calls herself Spider-Man.
I mean, as she should.
Yeah,
As
because she
should.
sees the pictures of herself in the NICU with all the cables.
And she said it. So
And she said, like, I'm a
Spider-Man.
superhero, mommy. And I
you
said,
are,
yes.
You are. You.
I said, yes, mi amor, of course you are.
Like, hello?
Of course you are. She's like, can I be Spider-Man for Halloween? Of course you can,
Do
my
whatever
child.
you want.
You can be whatever you want.
Yes.
So yeah. So and she's growing beautifully, and she had 8% chance to be a quote unquote normal,
Yeah.
walking high functioning child, and she is.
And she's just the girl in the world now.
She is. And how can I not be grateful, right?
Oh my gosh.
Of like God or whatever you want to believe, whatever
Yeah.
higher power you put your energy towards.
Yes. Dr. A. I think like your story is so beautiful, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on the show, because I think so many people take for granted like their own struggles when you did it all. Like you
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that your struggles are not
valid.
valid.
It doesn't. But I think your story is something of like true humility, and like I think you're so open to sharing it. But like I feel like if you weren't so open, I feel like people wouldn't understand that. Like
Yeah, but then how can you? And this is a question that I pose, right? Like, how can you make an impact in the world? I'm too old to try and go for president, okay, and too poor.
are you
Both
sure?
things.
Yeah.
Both things. Well,
I'll send you $50.
guys, go fund me. Dr. A for president. But I, first of all, I don't think I can be a president because I'm a naturalized citizen. But regardless of that,
Yeah.
I think that I'm too old for that. Too old to be in politics. Like that ship has sailed. But my students are not, and my students are the ones that are gonna go out there and change the things that I couldn't change for whatever reason, and that I had to suffer through for whatever reason, right? So like, if I'm not open with them, if I'm not showing them vulnerabilities, then I'm doing them a disservice. Because whoever thinks that any professor, or any person in power is untouchable or not vulnerable or not or doesn't have a personal life, a human life, sufferings and struggles, then we're doing a disservice. Because this like hard shell thing of like, you gotta get it done because you gotta get it done, girl boss, is like, no, you gotta get it done, girl boss, but it doesn't matter if you're crying along the way.
Exactly. You can cry. Like big girls cry.
Yeah, exactly. Big boys cry. Big
Yes.
girls cry. Everybody cries. And it's okay to cry. And it's okay to feel vulnerable. And sometimes I even tell my students, if I am taking a mental health day, which I sometimes do, I'm like, I need a mental health day.
Yeah.
I'm taking one for me, and I'm showing you through my vulnerability that it is okay, and that actually being vulnerable is not the opposite of being strong.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that a lot of our students forget that, and they think they have to do it because if they don't get an A in everything and they don't get to medical school, they're gonna end under a bridge. It's like, no, that's not life.
Whoa, slow down.
Like, yeah, like slow down. Like, you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just do your best and be you, and understand that the struggles that you go through are gonna make you a better person and a stronger person. And I feel like today I'm an example of that, right? Of being able to say no
Yes.
when I'm a yes person. Do you want to be in this committee? Yes. Do you want to do? Yes.
Yes.
Do you have 3,000 more responsibilities? Yes. Because I want to be useful, and I want to create change, and I want to bring awareness. And I feel like if I'm not in every place at every meeting, I'm not gonna do it. You know. And now I've discovered that maybe I don't need that.
Yeah. There's somebody else. So
Yeah.
one of the underlining things is like you are there for students and for other people as a support. So what we do in our show is that we always show support with someone who's sharing their story, because your story is one of, it's beautiful and it's amazing and it's messy and it's amazing. Like Dr. A. I just love it. But Raylene will bring us some support animals as we wrap up the show.
Oh, I should have brought my cat.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then they sit in the middle.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Yay. Look, Gracie.
So, final kind of question is, you strung a lot of string, and before we close, you say, and you actually do, you support your students, but how, I guess another word of advice, a word of like support to the people out here is, what advice would you give to younger women, but in general, all students and younger people, how to balance it all when they want to strive for more, when they want to do more, but up here stops them a lot.
Yeah. I would definitely say that support animals are good. So yes, but I would also say that, again, being vulnerable is not a bad thing. And I think that this, and especially speaking to young women, I think this idea of feminism, this idea of I have to be just like the boys. I have to, not only dress like the boys, but I have to be like the boys, have to act like the boys, I have to show no feelings, I have to. No, no. I want to be comfortable in my skin as a woman. And I'm going to fight for the ability of women to feel comfortable in their own skin as women. I don't want to pose as a man because I'm not a man. I don't want to pose as a boss because I'm not a boss. I'm a woman, I'm a mom, first and foremost. And I say this to all my students first day of class. First of all, I am a mother. That's the first thing. I'm a mom, and I cook for my husband, and I pack him lunches, and I take great pride on that. That doesn't diminish me as a female. In fact, I think it gives me more power, It gives me the power to understand that I can take care of others as what I think being a woman is part of, taking care of others. I think it's in our nature.
It is,
And I take great pride on that. So my husband gets little lunches with little notes and homemade food and te amo and I love you kind of thing. So does my kid, by the way. So do I. I write myself little notes. You rock. You got this. Finish that rec letter that I'm always late with. But to young women out there, just feel comfortable in your vulnerabilities and in your feminineness. I don't know if that's a word, but in your femininity, in your feminine essence. Don't try to be a man because you're not a man. And I think that being female gives us a lot of power. It gives us the power to compartmentalize, which is, I'm not saying that man cannot do it, but I'm saying we women are very good at it, right? Like, we women can be answering an email while the kid is shouting, I want more SpaghettiOs, while the husband is like, look at this video on TikTok, and you are answering a kid's email that's saying that they don't know how to answer this question or they're not ready for the exam.
Right.
And you're like, 5 minutes for SpaghettiOs. That's a great TikTok video. You are ready for the exam. I love you. You rock.
Yeah.
Student, go get him. And cat is like, meow, I want a snack.
Yeah.
And I think that makes us so powerful. That is our power. That is our gift as women, to be able to handle it all.
Yeah.
However, something's going to fall down the cracks, and it's okay. And if that means that your apartment is not the cleanest on campus,
Didn't make my bed.
exactly. If it means that today you were late and you didn't make your bed, it's okay. If it means that you don't get an A in every class, but you get an A in the ones that you really love and maybe B's and C's on others, it's okay. Make sure you put that on your portfolio for grad school.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I struggle with math and I made C's throughout my career, but you know what? I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah. I showed up. I
showed up, and my job is to communicate, and I communicated well during that class. And
you guys can find someone else who can do that.
Exactly, and I feel proud of myself for striving to do things that are outside of my comfort zone. And just for everyone, for every student out there, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to communicate with your professors. We understand more than you think we do. And if you're trying to trick us into something,
Right.
then as I tell them, it's on you, not on me.
It'll get you one day.
Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune is very powerful. But just know that your professors love you, and they care about you, and we care about you caring about yourself. So you are amazing, and you can achieve everything you set your mind to. It doesn't matter if it takes a little bit longer than you think it will. Who cares if you graduate in 5 years instead of 4? Who cares? Who cares if you're not valedictorian? Who cares? You did it, you went through it, you got your degree, and you should be damn proud of yourself. And that's what matters in the end.
I like that. I just love you.
I love you, my love.
Thank you so much for coming on
Yes,
the show. And we are so glad that we were able to just step into your world and be inspired. You have always inspired every person, and we just thank you for being on this campus and being like a professor and a human that like sees us as students, like more than just students, but as other people. So,
That warms my heart.
like Dr. A, like that's why like creating this show, it's like I want people to see the humanistic of everybody, and like you are one of the professors that when I think of like vulnerability and like showing that like yes, you've done it all before, but like I'm not saying do it. And like, yes, you can do it all, but you don't have to.
Exactly.
And I think that principle that you stand on is beautiful, and I just thank you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody. Clap it up for Dr. A.
Thank you, everyone.
And that's it. That's from our show. Thank you. Bye, dudes.